So a little bit, we always do a little introduction for those that are finding Lady Pedal for the first time, a little bit about us. So we're just a collective of women volunteers who just really love cycling. And we love engaging other people in cycling and encouraging it and supporting other people to go on the cycling journey. We started in 2016. A group of women worked together to fix a puncture and save the day, and realised that actually when you work together you can kind of beat any kind of challenge, and went on to then found what became Lady Pedal. We do all sorts of different things. As a collective, our membership has shifted, people have come, people have gone, but we remain steadfast in our kind of what we aim for, our goal, which is bringing people together, bringing women together, bringing everyone together to celebrate collective achievements in cycling and break down barriers and sort of access and making cycling accessible for everyone in all its forms. So we've run all kinds of events. Some of you may well have been to one of our events before. If you have, then welcome back. It's nice to see lots of familiar faces actually. We do start getting our regulars, which is really cool. So we used to have a very well-known festival that we used to run. We have even done life drawing with bicycles. We've done, maybe that'll come back. Everyone always laughs at that. Maybe it's time for a comeback. We had our Getting About by Cycle series where we looked at ways in which you can transport stuff on your bike, including a watermelon attached to your bike. It was a very adventurous day. Now we focus a lot of our time on this event, which we love, and obviously you love, hopefully, if you enjoy it tonight. As well as our annual food bank ride, which we'll tell you more about later, and our kind of army of elves at Christmas that collect donations around Manchester. We've also got a few things coming up soon, collaborations with other women's groups around that we'll tell you about at the end, which is cool. So that's enough about us. You're not really here to hear from us. You're here to hear from our amazing speakers. We're honoured to have 4 amazing women with us tonight who are going to share their cycling stories with us. So up first, we're very excited to have Samina with us. So we've known Samina for a long time, and we're so excited to have her here. She came to one of our cycling confidence sessions way back when, and now she's a ride leader and she supports other women getting into riding, which is super amazing, and supports things through Joyriders and through BeePedalReady, which we're going to learn all about now. So I'll hand over to you, Samina. Thank you so much.
There's a lot of you here today. Thank you. Well, thank you for everyone for coming. My name is Samina, and I live here in Manchester. I returned back to cycling after 40 years. I was born and brought up in Edinburgh, and my Pakistani Muslim parents had never cycled, and they didn't really know what it was about, but we were enthusiastic. And my first bicycle was a tricycle, and I absolutely loved it. Then I moved on to a tomahawk, which is like a chopper, and I felt really grown up by then. But however, by the age of 8, I was discouraged to cycle. It was just something that my community didn't encourage in females. However, my brother got, at the age of, when I was 8, he got a grifter bike, and I absolutely loved it, and I wanted to cycle. So I snuck it out one day, and the seat was too high, and I didn't know about putting seats up or down or anything like that. So I took it out to the end of the path and crashed it. I hurt myself, and I was just so terrified of getting into trouble that I completely denied it, and I said, I don't know how it's damaged. But anyway, I fell off, and I never got on again. But I took up swimming instead. And then, well, basically, the pandemic came, and the swimming pools were closed, and I couldn't swim anymore. And then my son wanted to learn how to cycle, so we got 2 bikes, and he learnt very quickly, and I was doing what I always wanted to cycle, and we were out cycling again. And then I thought, well, I need to be more confident on the roads. So I searched, and on Eventbrite I found Lady Pedal, the confidence building course. So I enrolled on it. It was a 6-week course, and our lovely Hannah, she took us through step by step. And suddenly I started finding women that looked like me and that were like me and who weren't confident expert cyclists. that wanted to learn, and so it was exactly what I was looking for. And the best thing was, because I'd never really cycled on the roads before, I didn't have any what they call bad habits. So I was learning the first time round the correct way. It was probably the best thing ever, not being able to cycle on the road, or never being cycling on the road, other than the end of the footpath. So very quickly, Hannah took us to, showed us how to do giveaways, roundabouts, hand signals, and even on busy roads. It really spurred me on, and I thought, right, well, I'm a cyclist now. I want to do more of this, but I didn't want to do it by myself. For various reasons, for comfort and for safety. I just didn't want to do it myself. So I started looking for groups, like I'm sure many of you do, because you don't want to cycle on your own. So I found Let's Ride and Breeze groups. At first I was really slow and everything hurt. The seat position was wrong. I had to learn about gears. But eventually I got faster and faster. And I wasn't always the one at the back. And then my great friends, Joyriders, who are on this end table, hi everyone, thanks for coming. I found them, or they found me. And we started to do many rides together. First of all, they do rides, beginners rides from 5 miles to advanced rides at 25 miles. And I was on the beginners rides, and they were great because without making me feel uncomfortable, they would recognize that, let's slow down, or let's have a sip of water. And I didn't realize it was all for me, and it was to make me feel more comfortable cycling. And that's exactly what I needed. So Joyriders is an organization that's throughout the UK, and I didn't even know this until recently. They started 7 years ago in London, and their aim was to give women the confidence to cycle, a sense of empowerment that cycling gives. So Felicity, Helen and Sally are our ride leaders here in Manchester, and we've also got 5 trained ride helpers, so that we always have a leader, a backstop, and now a middle stop. So everyone, even on our advanced ride, so everyone feels safe and comfortable, and they're just really welcoming. I did have some photographs. So we went to the Monsell Trail. That was amazing. That was our first day trip. Recently we just went to Bramall Hall. Sally and I just did a beginner's ride round Sailwater Park, just for 5 miles, just to encourage women to feel enthusiastic and comfortable as a beginner. My next main group is Belinda's group. I've got my reading glasses on, but Belinda, you're here somewhere. So there you are. Thank you so much. You were hiding. So, as everyone knows, Belinda is our Manchester cycling mayor, and yay! She's also a qualified bike mechanic, and she really inspires so many of us. She teaches bike skills to so many people, and she also takes us out on group rides. So what Belinda's done for a few of us was make it possible for us to train as group ride leaders, and I was absolutely delighted to do that. So hopefully we'll be able to put on a lot more rides and give other girls the confidence to come out as well. Our aim is to have a more diverse group of leaders, so that everyone in the community can feel included. They might see me cycling on thinking, right, well, I might actually join her. If she can do it, I can do it as well. So that's what we want to do. We want to make everyone in the community feel welcomed and basically can cycle. Belinda also does bike maintenance classes. She's been doing them on a regular basis, and I've been attending them, and now I help out as well. I'm the glamorous assistant, but I absolutely love it. I want to do a lot more of that as well. So as far as bike maintenance courses, I got hooked about 2 years ago. So I wanted to learn more about bike maintenance. So the first course I attended was through TFGM. So I arrived with my bike, and I was the first one there, and I was looking around, and our Hannah from Lady Pedal was there. I was thinking, I wonder who's going to teach us. And then, to my absolute delight, we had a female bike mechanic who was going to teach us. I thought, wow, in this predominantly male industry of bike mechanics, we've got a female, and I thought, I want to do that too one day, and who knows. But from there, I started looking for more and more bike maintenance courses, and I was, it's basic. I've learned so much from that very first course. I'm not an expert at all. And in fact, I ask many questions. I can do simple brake adjustments, gear adjustments. I've changed cables, chains. My own chain broke one day when I was going up Kingsway, so I thought, no, I need to carry a chain breaker. I need to carry links, and I can do simple things like that and fix punctures as well. And I've just coming back from one of our rides actually on Sunday. There was a gentleman sitting on the floor with a bike puncture, and I suppose he was wondering, what's this female doing? You know, what can she offer me? I just said, I'm a trainee bike mechanic, and suddenly his eyes lit up, and I provided my tools, because he was probably thinking, oh, she's just being nosy. But I quickly got him on his way again, and I felt, wow, it's really, I've done something, even something small. I've been recognised as a female who can fix bikes. Those are just little things, and he's probably gone away thinking, wow, maybe a different opinion of females cyclists as well. So now, if I do need to take my bikes to a bike shop to get repaired, because remember, I can only do minor simple things, at least I know what to ask for, and I know I know how to name the components on a bike, and I think that's really important as well, that, you know, we give it a go, and if we need help, we're asking for the right thing. I like working on my bikes, and I like actually going to places where the community is encouraged to not just leave your bike with them, but to actually give it a go. So there's places that I discovered near me. We've got Chain Link on Seymour Grove in Old Trafford, and on a Thursday I've got a few bikes. I take my bikes along, and I get things done, I get repairs done. So Neil and his team of qualified bike mechanics, they're always so helpful, and they're always so encouraging and welcoming. And I would encourage you all to you know, give it a go. They're going to be supervising you anyway, and that little skill that you've just gained, you can maybe pass it on to someone else. So yeah, I absolutely love them. It's quite addictive actually getting your bike done. I keep going back every Thursday at lunchtime with a different bike. They also work with Manchester Bike Kitchen that are in, and that's there in Sale and in Hyde as well. So if anyone wants to look up a Manchester Bike Kitchen or Chain Link, I'm sure you could find them. Bike Hive is near me in Alexander Park. They're a group of a community group again. Ian and Carol provide services to the local community with also their team of qualified mechanics. They do learn to ride groups, which I think is really important, and they hire out bicycles for free for people to learn from scratch. And that means a lot to me, because I remember 2 years wasn't really that long ago, and I was at that stage as well. And being able to provide a bike for free and to lend them out for free is absolutely wonderful. They also do group rides on a Friday, which I really enjoy. So I actually take annual leave to go on bike rides. I know people go away on holiday. I take half day annual leaves to go on rides. Marina, she takes rides out from Grow, which is Oldham, Failsworth and Oldham, on a Tuesday, and she also does complete beginner sessions, learn to ride sessions at 93 Wellbeing Centre. And their aim is also, again, just like the other groups, it's to reduce barriers and isolation, and to empower, I think they do men and women, to empower people to with confidence to be able to cycle. Suez do have shops around Manchester, and I didn't realise that bikes that are thrown on the tips, for example, someone's moving house or cleaning out the garage, people just throw out their bikes because they don't know what to do with it. They see a rusty chain and they think the bike is finished. But what they do a wonderful job of servicing and bringing the bikes back up to scratch. And we're talking about really expensive bikes, and I was really lucky. So Neil helped me source a really nice bike. He changed a lot of the components on it, and I was able to purchase this amazing bike at a really reasonable price. So he's not here today, but I wanted to say thank you to him for that as well. I've also got friends that gave me road bikes, so I can not only do the smaller rides off-road, I can actually do lovely long rides to George Road Bank and Cheshire Lanes, which I really actually enjoy. I like that speed, but obviously with safety as well. So my cycling story continues from being a beginner, and now I cycle from South Manchester to Oldham to work, because it's the best bit of the day, actually. And sometimes I put funny comments on my Strava, and yesterday's comment was, I don't mind Mondays because I get to cycle to work. So that's all what it's all about. It's about doing something that's fun. And when it's not fun anymore, I won't do it. I'll do it less, cycling to work, that is. With all my children at university, and as a single parent, I found that I needed to have a hobby or something that was going to keep me happy and healthy. And that's where cycling has really helped me as well, where I can do things for myself. I've got new friends now, and I'm just enjoying every moment of it. But they put up with me as well. I don't think they see very much of me at the weekend. I found that the way to become a good cyclist was to be in the company of experienced cyclists and learn from them how they do it, their tips. And you'll make mistakes, but you'll learn from those as well, especially road riding, how to be seen and to be safe. So, I mean, everything that I've done with my cycling groups, it's helped me gain experience and speed and strength, which was a big problem for me. I had my second tumour in my leg removed during the pandemic, and everything hurt, but I didn't want to give up cycling. So I just pushed on, and being in a group setting, it really encouraged me to just keep on cycling. And again, our leaders would recognise that Samina probably just needs to have a little break, and then we'd all set off again. And they never made me feel as if I was letting them down or if I was too slow. And again, you know, I could very easily have just said, oh no, my leg hurts, I'm going to stop doing this. But I carried on. So all you really just need for cycling is access to a bike. With Manchester, you can hire bikes, and you need to know road safety and be able to be seen by other road users, which is really important. I love my road bike, by the way, and I think I've mentioned that before. Sometimes I feel when I'm cycling that I could actually win the Tour de France, because I just feel so happy and in a safe environment, especially when you're on a quiet Cheshire lane, you can go really fast. And that's what it's all about. That brings me happiness. And that's not something I could have done even 2 months ago. This is a really quick turnaround for me to get a road bike and learn all these new skills. So cycling obviously helps us reduce the impact that we have on the environment. And I used to think, what difference am I making to the environment? I'm just one little girl who's just in Manchester, but me saving £90 in petrol a month, well, that's making a change, isn't it? That's the resources and the environment that I'm making a difference to not using. I get to see beautiful bits of the country that I didn't even know about, where our leaders have already done all the research. So I feel it's so wonderful that that people are taking us out there. I can use the new cycle paths. So again, around me, I'm cycling in safety, which is again very important. I've made lots of new friends. I've learned lots of good skills, and now as a group ride leader, hopefully I can encourage other women to come out and cycle safely with us. So what's it all about? It's about the sun on your face and the breeze and smiling and nodding your head at other cyclists as you go past. And I'm going to hopefully continue doing that as long as I possibly can. So I'd just like to end by saying thank you to everyone who's supported me on my journey, my kids who've been really patient, my neighbours from both sides who have been really supportive, and I hope that all of you can continue cycling, and if you're not cycling, find groups that will help you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, that was amazing. You answered all my questions though that I had written down. So has anyone got any questions for Samina? Oh yes, one at the back.
The one that I get my favourite bike is the one that I get the most wows from. So I suppose my road bike, I adjusted it. So it was a man's road bike. I made various adjustments to the brakes. My little hands weren't reaching it. I changed the stem so it's tiny, so I'm not reaching so far forward. And even just putting nicer pedals on it. And I think people recognise that it's a nice bike. And now I'm not scared of cycling with it now, because road bikes can be a little bit scary. I don't necessarily use the drop handles, but there's ways of making bikes more comfortable for yourself. Not just for that one particular road bike. I've done the same for my mountain bike as well. You make it your own until it's right for you. Thank you.
I have one. Oh, there's one here. Sorry.
Thank you.
Have you managed to persuade anybody else from your community to
I've had positive comments, and I'm sure that what happens is, even just with females, forget about a British Muslim, Asian. You observe people cycling who look like you for a little while before you take it on. So whenever I do get asked questions, I do point them to the direction of where you can learn as a complete beginner with free bicycles. So I give them my address, my mobile number if they want to ask more questions. But yes, it does take a while, doesn't it, of observing. I keep seeing that girl every morning cycling to Oldham. I might stop and ask her one day. So I hope I do encourage other people that maybe look like me. Thank you.
Thank you, Samina. That was amazing.